what is your future plans and roadmap about OVR?
Yeah. So I have a very detailed roadmap in the website, so I just ask everybody to go to see that. But since there's many things there, let's just talk about the ones that I think are more impactful. And then for the other details, you can definitely check the roadmap we published is in the top of the website. So I would like to talk about two main things. So one I already touched it a little bit. So is this mapping. That to us is very important. So now we are at the beginning. So we are in the beta version of that. We have 500 people that are mapping now. They generated 3,000 maps. So we're really at the beginning. But the system already works. So you can locate assets in space very precisely. But what we will focus a lot in this year is the dream that I was telling you about before. So the fact that right now, this nerve, you can actually have a single orbit where you can fly around it. But what we're working on is to make this nerve real time. So basically to create, to work on these algorithms and to make them light enough in order to work on mobile phones to actually navigate inside these spaces. So in this way, we will break the barrier between AR and VR. Because if you think about that, AR is super cool. You can have this. To us, is the new means to have information because our brain, is used to actually perceive the real world. So if you put objects over there, your brain will process it better. They will welcome them. But there is a limitation. The limitation is that we are not ubiquitous. So we are in specific locations. So if you're a creator and you want to have more eyeballs on something, maybe you want to go on the VR side because VR side is accessible from everybody. So with this nerve, with this digital twin of the location, basically we can break this barrier because we can say, look, if you are in the location, you will have the experience in the location precisely connected to the place. If you are not in the location, you have this 3D representation powered by nerve where you can navigate inside. So really the goal is that by the end of this year to be able to allow people to navigate inside these nerves like they navigate inside the 3D, classic 3D rooms and so on. So this is one thing we are working on. And the other big thing that we are super excited about, and everybody is excited about that, is those large language models. So I know that everybody now talks about that, but if you go in our white paper that was written in 2018, we was actually talking about that. And back then, there was no ChatGPT or so on. There was the first algorithm that really make use of the base technology that is called transformers, was this algorithm called BERT. So we're talking about BERT. The idea was using this to actually extract data from Wikipedia and talk about locations. But of course, things happened in the meantime, technology progressed a lot. And so we've been working on building AI chatbots, so avatars that are animated by AI since the last year. So it's 1 year we've been developing that. And we have been working on open source models because as you know, GPT-3 is amazing, ChatGPT is even more amazing. But there is some limitation. So the main limitation that is, and GPT-4 just went out yesterday, as you probably know. So the main limitation is that ChatGPT, you cannot use it to create characters. You can kind of overcome the limitation by hacking the prompt, but it's not built to do that. So they will try to not doing that. And the second thing is that if you want to do this at scale with ChatGPT, it's going to be very expensive because if you go in their page, the cost is 0.02 per token for 10,000 tokens. And it seems a lot, but it's not because basically you have the prompt, you have all the history. So it's not going to scale. So because of that, we have been working with small and open source models that are fine-tuned for conversations. And so the idea is really to unleash this that we call OVR brains. So you will be able to buy one of these OVR brains that basically is these personalities that you can actually personalize by tweaking the prompt. So they're basically initialization story that is written in natural language, of course. And so everybody can do that. And so you will be able to populate this metaverse with AI avatars. And so this is going to be live. So allowing people to buy these brains and personalize it will take it probably 3 months, something like that. But on the 17th of April, we will showcase a sneak peek of that, because we have this treasure hunt, cross metaverse treasure hunt called the Lost Wallet. It's organized by NFC Lisbon people from John Carp and Ben Builders. And yeah, the idea is that you have this treasure hunt where you need to collect 24 words to unlock a CryptoPunk. And so the words are spread around between metaverses. And in our metaverse, the way you will find it is by talking with NPCs. So you will have 5 characters. So I cannot reveal too much, but you will have five characters that are animated by AI. And so you need to talk with them, and you need to ask them the right questions so that they will give you the hint. And you need to talk with all the 5 of them to actually get the whole piece together. And so that will be the first time that we will unleash these AI-powered avatars. And again, I think it's very important to say that those are not powered by ChatGPT, because everybody's saying, yes, I'm gonna put ChatGPT in the metaverse. Unfortunately, it's not like that. You cannot. So you need to build your own. And I'm sure that in the next months we will see an epiphany of those, because all of this is going open source super fast. But yes, this is another thing we're really, really excited about. Because imagine that in AR you can have this, you can have a copy of yourself, you can have your companion, you can have sales people, because these models are so flexible, and you can actually embed so much. They already have so much knowledge in that. And so, I think that this will make a huge impact, and people don't really imagine how big it will be. So this is the 2 big things that I'm excited about. But of course, there's many other things. And again, the roadmap, you will see that. Yeah.
Actually, it sounds really, really, really interesting. It could sound, how can I say, simple, or how can I say, ridiculous, but as a real estate agent, I cannot be in some locations, but I can. So my AI character could be there in that geolocation and could answer my how can I say, customers' questions right away there. So there are, as you said, so thousands of how can I say, user areas will be there in sales, in marketing. So sounds really, really great. Sounds really, really great. So
yeah, and then and just sorry to interrupt you. And maybe just another thing that is interesting, because up to date, as I was mentioning, we've been very, very focused on B2C. We never did B2B. But from this year we are starting, and so the first, because we don't really monetize in that way, but to us is also, to showcase people that you can build cool things and big brands built on over. So it's a kind of endorsement. So we are doing the first example will be with the Metaverse Fashion Week, because we are going to have this in real life activation. We will have a catwalk in augmented reality on the Piazza Duomo. So we will have huge models working in Piazza Duomo in AR anchored there. And for example, we have Pinko, that is a big brand that is working with us. And actually, I cannot, yes, I cannot really reveal it yet, but in the next 3 months, you will see that we have other 2 collaborations with 2 huge brands that basically bring us a little bit more on the Web2 world also. So trying to merge this world. So also about the strategy of this year. So it's not really a development, but is more also an opening to, not only to Web3 anymore, but also trying to collaborate with more, traditional brands. But they are not really traditional, because, traditional brands, they don't care about Web3 anymore. So traditional brands that understand the potential of Web3. Let's call it like that.